What's going on, y'all? So this is another episode of Catfish. Catfish season 5, episode 5, Jaylin and J Love. Let me just tell you, it was stupid. And I'm gonna tell you why it was stupid. He 20 years old. So to me, it felt like puppy love. Okay, that's what it felt like. I'm not gonna go. Cause I'm tired. Like I was just looking at this stuff. Like, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't wake up, boy. So he was in this relationship with this girl that he met online. The way that he met her was, well, saw online. You know how, like, when you're on Twitter or you on Facebook and they always say suggested people that you might want to follow or you might want to suggest as a friend or whatever. So she popped up as one of the persons, and he clicked on her and added her as a friend. And next thing you know, she hit him up trying to talk and all this stuff. Hey, boo, how you doing? He was like, I'm good. What's up? You looking good? You looking good yourself too, so how you doing? What's this and da 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 da? I'm cool. Da 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 da. You want to call each other? Sure. You can text me. My number is 555 555 555. Okay, my number is 777 3555. All right. So we get into the texts and stuff, and he like, this is the first time ever, like, I be going through some stuff and she helped me through it. They get that same fucking story all the time. They helped me through it, and it feel like I can be myself with her. And this is the first person that I've ever felt like I love like that. And this is the first time I've ever told somebody that I love them. I love this girl. The only problem is every time I try to talk to her, first of all, she sent me pictures. We've been doing this since I was 17 years old. I'm 20 now. We've been going back and forth on this merry-go-round for 3 years, okay? She only got a Facebook. She don't have an Instagram. She don't got a Twitter. None of that stuff. So it's like, I want some pictures. She sent me the pictures that she already posted on Facebook. If you in a relationship with somebody or you kicking it with somebody, you don't want the same pictures that the public gonna see. Give me something that's only for my eyes only. Not necessarily news and stuff, but just give me something different. You know what I'm saying? She'll never do that. Never could FaceTime. And then, get this. I never even heard her voice. We never spoke on the phone. I said, you gotta be out your goddamn mind. Out of your goddamn mind. You never heard her voice on the phone, but yet you fell in love with her. I mean, for me, it would happen because I am a sound type of person, okay? I love the sound of sound, okay? And for me, if your voice if your voice is everything, you got me, okay? I'm telling you, I love sound. And if your voice is annoying, I can't really fuck with you like that. I'm not gonna be that shallow person to be like, no, I can't be cool with you, but I can't talk to you all the time. No. But I cannot just say I'm falling in love with you and I ain't never heard your voice. Like, no. It's one thing I ain't seen your face, but I ain't seen your voice. I ain't hear your voice yet either. No, you gotta give a take, bitch, and you ain't taking everything. You not giving nothing. I'm just sitting here like, what the fuck? She a cute girl talking about something. At first, she lived in Ohio, like 40 minutes away from him because he's from Ohio. Then she got a full scholarship to University of Wyoming or something like that to run track. Okay. So he said he did the Google search image and nothing panned out. The only thing that it did was come back to the same Facebook page that she already had. Okay, fine. So Neve is trying to work this stuff out. They trying to look, and basically they like, first thing that they say is, since she won't get on the phone, most likely it's the dude, because 9 out of 10 when a person won't talk on the phone, they're pretending to be a gender that they're not. And I was like, sometimes, but as we've seen on a couple of shows, that necessarily wasn't the case. I mean, come on, look at Miss Jeanette. Even though she was the person on the opposite end was pretending to be somebody else, they still got on the phone. And they still sounded like a nigga to that person. I don't understand how, because it sounded like a bitch to me. But hey, it is what it is. So he going through all this, and he working on software, and he looked like he got his head on straight. And let me tell you something, he looks smart, intelligent. He's working on his video game. And I'm just saying, sometimes you can be book smart, you can be school smart and all that stuff, but you can be just so socially and all that dumb, just socially dumb. And that's exactly what he was just socially dumb. Okay, like I said, it felt like puppy love. And this is the first person that really, really caught his attention, and he fell in love with the idea of this person, okay, being with this person and the idea of what they might sound like, because ain't no way in hell, like I said, okay, boo. And then she wanted him to move out there to Wyoming with her. Y'all ain't never seen each other. So neither of them trying to figure this shit out. They going through all these searches. They don't find nothing but her Facebook page. Then they was like, let's try her her username. So the Facebook page pop up, and then all of a sudden these other Twitter pages come up. One Twitter page only had one tweet, and she was only following 6 people. Okay, fine. It was, they was looking at the text messages and stuff like that. Child, them text messages, when he said, I'm trying to ask her to FaceTime, one time I was out there and she gave me the address and I was like, I'm 10 minutes away. She was like, girl, I didn't even know you was going to come that quick. I'm not even home. We'll do this later. Every time he, in the text message, she'd be like, let's talk. Well, I'm busy. We can do it next week. Now we can do it in an hour or so. No, or the next day. We can do it next week, later next week or whatever. And so after that, this the one that got me, and it probably got all of us. Even Max and Eve was looking like, what the fuck? Girl, you talking to a dude. Nigga, you talking to a dude. That's what they was looking like. This is really when they said that. Because he was like, one time I had asked her, what you doing? I love you. Why don't you FaceTime? And it was like, what are you talking about? It's dark. I'm in the dark. It's midnight. He was like, well, turn the light on. And I said, you know what? That excuse was dumb as fuck. It's dark. I can't because it's dark. Bitch, turn the motherfucking light out. What if they ain't had no electricity? Okay, but still, you could FaceTime and hear the voice, whatever, audio FaceTime. Like, I was like, it's not no excuse. It is not an excuse. So Max and Eve go and do what they do. They find these Twitter pages and stuff, and they notice, one Twitter page didn't have nothing. The other Twitter page had, a different name, and it was just like real gutter and hood rat with it. And then they was like a ratchet troll to the second page. I said, what y'all know about that? The way that they said it, I was like, y'all practice this. Mm-hmm. And so he talking, and the girl was talking about all these bitches that tried to friend me, them bitches my enemies and all this stuff. And they even told Jaylin, do she really talk like this? Nah, this ain't the one that I be talking to. And I was like, So they was looking at her pictures, because all of a sudden an Instagram account linked to one of the usernames popped up, and it was her. And it said her name, because at first they did the phone number and it came back unknown and all this stuff. They couldn't use it. But they somehow got her Instagram account, 3,400 followers and stuff like that. And it's all the pictures that was on the Facebook account that was trying to talk to Jaylin that was on this account. And it was actually videos there too. Mind you, she said she couldn't FaceTime. She couldn't do all this. She couldn't chat and all that stuff. And so, they get the videos and they do all that. And they looking at the pictures. Now on the Facebook account, when she uploads picture, whoever it was uploading the pictures, they was doing it out of order, chronological order. Because at one picture, one post, let's say 5 hours ago, she posted a picture of her bare stomach and it had 2 tattoos on the side. But then the next day, she'll post a picture and it's a tattoo, just one in that same spot. So it was making it seem like somebody was really catfishing him, like somebody was really playing games. So, they find this stuff out and they look through the pictures and come to find out she in the picture with Bae. Okay, Bae is another dude. Bae and her got matching tattoos on their back of the cross. Okay, and I was like, you will not put this on your back and doing the shit that you doing. Okay, I was just not here for that. I said, that's not right, boo boo. That is not right. But then, they all happy. They kissing in the pictures, and Bae is not Jaylin, okay? And so they send all this information to Jaylin, and they like, he just looking all fucked up. He just all mad and sad and stuff. Mind you, they had met his friend. His friend, when he found out that he might be moving to Wyoming to be with the girl, his friend went, oh, like, bro, we've been friends for 7 years, okay? We working on this project together, and he was like, I need you here to finish this stuff. You going to meet some bitch that you ain't never seen before? Bitch, you ain't never hit this, hold on. And you up here looking stupid. That's what he wanted to say. I translated the fuck out of that. That was a PG-13 for me, okay? Because he said it without all the cursing words, but you can tell in his face he was trying to be polite because the cameras was right there. He didn't want to scare those white folks. But, that's what he wanted to say. He really wanted to cuss his ass out like, my nigga. My nigga, dog, are you fucking serious? Okay, you going to Wyoming to go see a bitch you ain't never seen before? Bitch, you ain't never heard this whole voice. Okay, how you know? And the friend said when he told him about it, he thought it was a dude too. I said, ain't that some shit? Your friend is on the same track as Neve and Max. And they ain't even put that in his head. Okay? So, um, they do all this stuff. They hit her up. They don't know what else to do at this moment in time. So they was like, let's just call the number. Max, or Neve, one of them, they left a message to the real Jaylin on the Instagram thing to see, would she um answer and, clarify some stuff because they realized that she's in a relationship with this guy that's in the Instagram photos and all that stuff. And then, Jaylin left a message with the girl on the telephone. The whole day went past. The rest of the day went past. Nobody heard anything from anyone. The next day, nobody heard anything. So they still trying to see what's going on. So they was like, do you got any updates? They was like, check her Facebook. Check her, excuse me, the Instagram account. They checked the Instagram account. And she talking about some at Black Tap or something. Breakfast with Bae at Black Tap or whatever. Some picture of the shop or whatever the fuck they was at. And she posted this 17 minutes ago. See, let me tell you something. Neve, give him his stripes, okay? Give him his stripes. Because this motherfucker, he just, come live up in the hood. Neve would be that white boy that be up in the hood and survive. Because he got courage. Neve got heart. That nigga got heart. He got heart. Because he would roll up. Okay? He didn't give it no thought. He just said, bitch, I'ma roll up. Come on, we finna go. We finna go and pop up on their asses. I mean, even though we weren't invited, even though we never heard her still, even though we never spoke, and she didn't tell us, we gonna pop up. I said, you know what? More power to you, Neve, because it wouldn't have been me, bitch. Now I don't care if we in a crowded place, a public place, a private place. I'm not popping up on nobody like that I ain't never seen or hear. You girls should probably pull out a switchblade, and the nigga next to her probably pull out something too. I ain't got time when he just pull out his fence and start whooping your ass too. Alright, but they get in the car, they was like, okay, come on, let's go. And I guess, because, Catfish got security, I guess, so, Neve get courage, okay? Nigga get heart. So he go out there. They see the building. They was like, you know what? If it's crowded up in there, I'm going to just let one of us go in there. So I'm going to go in there. I'm going to talk to her and see if she'll come out and talk to you and all this stuff. So we hit a mic because Neve got his mic on. He goes up in there. Of course, Jaylin a little nervous. He pissed off too. He go up in there. She was like, hey, are you Jaylin? It was like, yeah, oh my God. And like, my name is Neve, okay, and I'm from the show Catfish. Have you ever heard of that? Yeah, I've heard of it. I have a gentleman out here who, thinks that he's in a relationship or talking to someone that looks like you for real. Do you want to come outside and talk? I'm sure. All right, we can do this. And I was like, bitch, okay. She comes out and she go over there to him. And I said, that's the girl in the picture. And then he was like, here she go. Hey, Jaylin, you really was talking to me. It was me. And I said, wait, so you cheating on Bae? You cheating on Bae with Jaylin? What the fuck is going on, Jayla? Okay, and I'm just sitting here like, girl, get out of here with this shit. And then as soon as I seen her, and I seen her slick down baby hairs, she was trying to make them baby hairs so slick, bitch. She was trying to make her some baby hairs on them edges or whatever. You could tell she slicked them bitches down with some brown gel and a toothbrush. I didn't trust her then because that's her baby edges. I didn't trust her then. I said, no, Jaylin, run away. You don't do this. In 2016, 15, whenever this was recorded, and we still doing this shit, no, run, okay? She is not to be trusted. Bitches like that is not to be trusted. I see these hoes in the hoods all the time, and they always up to no good. Not to be trusted. He didn't listen, okay? So, she come out. He was like, so what's the problem? You out here with Bae, but you couldn't call me. You couldn't text me. You couldn't do this. You couldn't do that. Look, I was young and, my parents were strict and I knew they wouldn't approve the relationship because, at the time, you older than me. You was older than me. And, now that I'm grown and I'm out here by myself and, shoot, I like you. You made me laugh when I didn't want to laugh. I told you you stuff. You just made me feel good. But at the same time, I don't know you. We don't know each other. And I was in a relationship with some dude and I was still talking to you at the same time. I know it ain't right, but that's what he was. And I just don't know, Jaylin. Like, come on. He was like, so you couldn't tell me that? You couldn't get on the phone and tell me that? You want me to come out here? She was like, what am I supposed to do? I came over there to see you. But, I mean, come on, Jaylin. How am I to meet a stranger? Like, you a stranger to me. Who does that? I'm scared because, I thought you was Catfish. What if you would have turned out not to be who you supposed to be? And, it's like, I don't know you. I know him, but I don't know you. That when she kept saying, I don't know you, I said, bitch, if you don't get the fuck out of here with that. And he popped her back with, well, that's the reason why we text, and that's the reason why you're supposed to call a person, so you can get to know one. So you FaceTime, and when you do that, I said, Jaylin, you better read the hell, bitch. And then I said, shut up, Jaylin, because you're going to fall for the bullshit. As soon as I seen Jaylin, I knew he was going to fall for the bullshit, and that's exactly what he did. And then, I was like, don't trust the hoe because she on dinner with Bae. She had breakfast with Bae. Okay, Bae still up in there sitting down tripping. Like, ooh, what's going on? Why I'm not getting camera time? They're going to tell them that she broke up with her. She's single, quote unquote, but you just posted that you had breakfast with Bae. Girl, okay. And then, he was just over it. She was doing all that stuff, and she was like, I really do like you, Jada. Like, if I could, I'd be with you. Like, I meant everything that I said. Come on. And this is what killed me. He went in to get a hug, right? She went in to hug him. You could tell he ain't want her touching him. But you could tell he was trying to fight it a little bit, but he was trying to act like he was really all pissed off. Because then when she hugged him for like 3, 4, 5 seconds, he pushed her away afterwards. Like he was feeling good to him. But he was like, nah, I gotta be mad, I gotta be tough. And pushed her away. Bitch. Pause. Did y'all see that shit? When Obama went out there to see Castro and he went out there to try to hug him or to give him a handshake, and Castro took his arm like this. Okay, he's still trying to, and he took his arm like, I said, so you won't touch his hand? And when Obama did reach out for his hand like this, he kept his hand like this. Bitch, I said, ain't that some bullshit right then and there? But anyway, back on this, Jaylin was like so fucking stupid because he was over. He was like, take me back to the goddamn hotel. I said, don't trust the whole bitch. Don't trust him. And then he was like the next day, you know what? I feel a little way because I let myself get mad and I didn't fully express everything that I was feeling. So maybe we should meet up before we leave. So of course, they meet up in the park with her friend. And then the friend was speaking for her. I was like, let her talk, girl. So they talking and she got her baby hair popping tonight. They was popping. I said, don't trust it. Do not trust it because they was popping a little bit more than they was the day before. And she was like, I want to know where it can go. Like, I'm sorry, Jaylin, and all this stuff. And he was like, we can pitch a clear start, but we got to build up this trust again. I said, boy, here you go. Here you go. So basically, they was going to give it another try. They was going to start it all over with. She came back to the hotel, kicking it in the room with him before we left. They was hugged up and shit. I was like, they kind of fucked or at least gave each other some services. Shit. Bitch, we huddled up in the bed and stuff, and y'all acting like y'all done bust a nut on each other, pearl necklaces and all. I was like, bitch, if I'm out here, we might as well. That's what I would have felt like. No lie. No lie, I'm being honest. Like, I done flew all the way out here. Shit, you at least could have hand jerked me. Listen, let me shut up. I think like a dude sometimes. Like, y'all gotta forgive me. But I'm just saying. But, after that, 2 months later, they were still kicking it or whatever, but he kind of slowed down off of her because she added him on Snapchat, and on some of her Snapchat, she was sitting on this dude's lap, and, some of the stuff he confronted her about, it felt like she was still doing her same old tricks and, cheating and stuff or whatever. And he just laid off on her, and then we talked to her and she basically said that wasn't the case and all that stuff, and he just mad for no reason. Girl, whatever. That was, Catfish. Y'all tell me how y'all felt about it. I will see you guys later to go get on the treadmill. Peace.